So I want to start with you.
Yes.
So tell us, what are the roles of the man? I want to talk about, you're going to talk about the man. What are the roles of the man in marriage?
Okay. So I'm not married yet.
Yeah.
But this is from, of course, my studies, psychological studies, and also doing my own research to understand, because I do counseling, I do advise married couples a lot on how to best manage their home so that they can have a successful and happy atmosphere in the marriage, right?
Yeah, right.
I believe that a man, first of all, should be in the role, in the space to be able to lead. Lead where? Lead to somewhere great, successful, whatever you and your partner in that contract talk about you want to achieve in your life. Once you guys have understood what that picture looks like, he takes the leadership role in seeing how to make that happen. And a man is literally, how can I put this in the most simple form? The brains of the operation. Not saying that the woman cannot be intellectual, or intelligent, but saying he takes the initiative. He creates the sense of direction where we're going.
Okay.
To, everyone says provision and protection. Yeah, that's cute. But what does that mean? What does that even look like? It's just, to me, sounds like a word that people say a lot. But my happiness is his job, is his responsibility as far as being a wife. Not as a person. I'm responsible for my personal happiness. But as a wife, he needs to be able, because the wife has roles, which we're going to talk about, right?
We're going to talk about.
But you want me to talk about the man.
Yeah.
I believe that being attentive to my needs and the needs of the household, what I need to best provide, nurturing for our kids if we have kids, or to best take care of the household, the home, or if we have business together, what we need to do to get it done. And we both, of course, two brains are better than one.
Exactly.
So he doesn't have to do everything, but taking the initiative and the leadership role of making sure that we have all the constructs that we need to get stuff done. I think that's his role as far as being a husband. And of course, the bills have to be paid. If I'm working, he's working, we put our resources together and get it done. Because it's our household, it's not his, it's ours.
Is it going to be like 50-50?
I'm not a fan of 50-50. I think whatever's necessary, we both, contribute to whatever that looks like.
Okay.
It could be whatever amount. But for example, like the women in my family are more industrious. They make, some of them make more money than their husbands.
Okay.
So what that looks like that I've seen, which I actually admire, is whatever the household needs, the funds come from both of them. Sometimes she can put more, he can put less, or sometimes he puts more, he puts less. But a lazy man is a no-no.
Yeah.
A man has to know his capabilities. And as a wife, I make sure that I draw it out of him to the best of my ability. There's no, I go to work, you stay home and take care of the kids. I don't think so. We're going to establish a business, you're going to work. Because it would make me respect you more. It would make me admire you more. If I'm doing the leadership, there's going to be a lack of respect for you as my man, my husband, because I'm taking on your role, pretty much. I'm doing the provision, I'm doing the, even though it's just financial, but I think that provision is more than financial. But that's a big one because traditionally, the man goes and hunts and comes back and the wife takes the meat and make a meal, right? So symbolically, it's the same thing. We live in a modern society where women can work now. So a collaborative effort together to get stuff done.
Do you think when a woman makes more money than the man, the woman is going to be loyal and respectful to her husband? Do you believe that?
I will, yes. Because my role as a wife is more than financial. I make more money doesn't mean I'm better than you or I know more than you. It's just I probably am more intellectual or have a skill that brings in more money than what you do. It doesn't mean that you're foolish, stupid, or otherwise. I will still respect you as long as you carry yourself with, of course, all the other attributes that warrant respect. You can't be lazy. Like I said, a man's not supposed to be lazy. It's even in the Bible. a man must go out and work to provide for his household?
Because I think one of the reasons why we have this rate, or influx of divorce cases is because it wasn't like this 60 years ago, 70 years ago with our grandfathers and their wives. I think one of the reasons we have these, breakups is because the women are so employed and making money just like the man. You are making money, he is making money. So, and there is something with, when it comes to money and material stuff with women, when a woman is making money and providing for the family more than the man, I think there is this natural tendency that the woman is gonna see her husband less of a man. Because it doesn't mean that she is bad. It doesn't mean that she is not a good woman, but it's just this natural tendency. There is every potentiality that she definitely is going to be, question some things, because a man is supposed to be paying the bills. I am telling you.
Says who, though? I have a question. A man is supposed to be paying the bills. I'm not saying it's bad or wrong, but where does that come from?
Where it comes from, the foundation of my knowledge is still from the fact that, like, I base most of my lifestyle and actions on the truth. And the truth is what I believe in, right? We have different truths. So one of the truths, what I believe in is God even said it, just like, God said it, that the role of the husband is to provide and protect.
But it didn't say provision as in just paying the bills. Provision is so many. There are 5 elements that takes care of a household. There's a spiritual element, there's a financial element, there's a mental element, emotional, and physical.
Yeah.
There's 5. So he has to provide in all 5. Stability.
I know, but now we are particularly we're emphasizing on the financial aspect.
But that's the thing. If you're going to emphasize on the financial, there's some women who are more, like I said, industrious than men. We are in modern times, right? Some women have gone to school, they've learned different skills in trades and whatnot. This man could work a 9 to 5.
Do you know when all these problems started? Let me take you down the memory lane a little bit. This problem started when, during the Second World War. Now, the Second World War, the men went to war, thousands of men went to war to fight the war, and the women and the children were the one left back home. Now, I'm talking about, let me say, America. And now the women started working and started making money before the men, came back home. And after the men came back home, I'm telling you, they traced it back to this history that I'm telling you right now. Now, after the men came back home, the wives or the mothers were not home. They were out there in the factory working, making bullets, making guns, doing all sorts of jobs and making money. And the woman found out that if they have this money, what else is the man going to do for them? And that is, I believe, that is exactly what is happening right now.
Is this American history?
No. I know I've heard this.
No,
Really?
that's American history. Yeah, that's
You know what?
That's American. That's why I narrowed it
Wow.
down to America. That's American history. So when the men came back home, there were no jobs. All the jobs were given to the women. Most jobs are given to the women. Yes.
Wow.
That is
Well, I
not
don't know how the
true.
rest of the story. I know the beginning of the part
Yeah.
where women did have to
Now,
work. I don't know what
people are
happened when
saying,
men came home. I don't
yeah.
know.
So people are saying because there is something I said last time about African wives in Africa being different from African wives
In
in the
America.
Western world. Now, one of the reasons why the African wives in Africa are loyal and committed to the marriage is because the men are the main source
Of income.
of income. Africa is messed up because of the level of unemployment and stuff like that. So the men are the ones making the money. The man is going to buy you a car, build a house for you, do
I mean, but don't make it
hold
sound
on.
like women are not working
Well,
too.
no, hold on. We're not working, but the men are the ones, out there working, because we have limited amount of jobs, and the jobs are, being taken by the men. So the men are doing the jobs, bringing back home whatever they have made, and the women are very, very loyal to them, because when you are not working, let me tell you, maybe you might not experience it because you live here in America, but when you're not working and your husband is the one working and paying all your bills, you're gonna take all of those damn bullshit.
Women are those women.
Hold on, I'm telling you, because those things you say are contracts. They are contracts because if the man contradicts or go contrary to the contracts, then what you're gonna do, you're gonna walk away, right? And when you walk away, you're still gonna live. You have your job. You can pay your bills. Like it's gonna be only emotional trauma and stuff like that. But you're gonna take care of yourself. But now, the problem is if there is no job for you, and he was the one taking care of you.
You stick around.
You stick around. You will.
You don't want to struggle.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
But you can't say.
So I think the
It's not a
economic.
positive thing.
So I think
That's not a good thing.
So I think the
He happy as hell.
I
You
think-
happy?
Control to me.
So
It's not a good thing.
I think the economic part is the reason.
Wait,
why.
let me say something. Though.
Yeah, you're gonna say something because I know you wanna attack me.
No,
Yeah,
let
but
her-
I think the economic part is the reason why everything is falling apart down here, because everybody.
Because men don't have the control anymore. Because
You
women-
know?
Yeah, men don't have the trade more because the women are making money and they think.
But do you know?
I can take care of myself. I can walk away.
But don't you see that the role construct has been narrowed down to just the economic side of the provision and protection of what it's been reduced to just that. There's so many other things that are not being spoken of that a man brings into your household besides money.
Yeah.
I do not think that a man, his whole identity should be attached to how much money he has or being a provider, because there's so much more needed in a marriage than just money. Money is good to have, trust me. It makes things easier and it makes people less stressed, so you can focus on more important things. You can focus on yourself and also knowing what's going on with you mentally and otherwise. You're not stressed working, and you don't have time to reflect or anything like that. But men should definitely understand that the structure exists for a reason, to give them the ability to, I guess, find their greatest potential and maximize, their efforts to be providers as men. But if you happen to be with a woman who understands, hey, you don't have it all figured out, but she can support you, don't be objective to that and don't resent her for it either, if she's being supportive. But it is your role as a man to be a provider for your family, financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So all of that is very important. Don't only focus on the financial part, because when you do that, you neglect so much more. I think two people always better than one, right? So work together to get your family to have, whatever is needed. But remember that you are in charge of the financial well-being of your family. But I want to hear what she's got to say.
Okay.
It's just like, it seems like it's a power thing with you. Like, the only reason why you enjoy those past constructs of society, how things used to be, because for men it was like, it's something beneficial to you. For a woman, it's not beneficial. So she's gonna stick around out of obligation. Like,
No, but I'm
literally
taking
can't
care
go
of you.
anywhere.
I'm taking care of you.
Yeah, literally, she can't go
But you're
nowhere like
still
a child.
doing anything that you want to do, and she's still gonna stay because she has no
But
options.
you know what?
Yeah.
The thing you was talking about, if a lady makes more money, she won't respect her man. I don't see that.
I do.
I actually get mad because I see women that still have that respect and
Yeah.
he's not doing anything for her. I've seen women pay for the whole vacation for both of them and give the man the credit because she don't want people knowing he don't pay for nothing. I've seen so many cases of women still treating their man like a king.
That woman,
and she's providing.
the woman is controlling the house.
She might be, but he's enjoying it. He's benefiting.
He's a lazy man.
But yeah,
He is.
he should.
He's a lazy
no
man.
man should allow a woman
Exactly.
to take so much charge of his own well-being.
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
sad. That is sad, and that is despicable. You're literally you're not a man at this point. You're a boy. I'm sorry.
And
Yeah.
I feel like you're saying that
No,
women
dead serious.
taking the jobs and whatnot. the problem, what I see now, I think the problem is that men feel like they're in competition with women nowadays.
No, women feel they're in competition with men.
Okay, I
yeah,
can see
put it
that.
that way.
Vice
Put
versa.
it, no, put it that way.
No.
It's both.
Men,
It's
men.
both. It's
No,
both.
men
It's
can
both.
never be in
Chi.
competition
But why
with
would you
women.
say like
It's
steal your
both.
job
It's
though?
both.
Gee,
That's
men
competition.
do feel that because I've spoken to those men. They do feel like they don't officially admit it, but you can see it in the way that they speak. They do feel like they have to show that they are men because they are making more money or XYZ financially. Everything is resulting back to paper, finances,
yeah.
right? But there's so much little power in finances if you guys work together. And some people don't like that because you can't do your foolishness and expect her to stay.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I want to be able to run the household finances because if I do that, you're limited in your options of when you can leave if I do nonsense. So it's more like, I don't want you, that's why some men don't want their wives to soar successfully in business. They know, I'll take care of all the bills, I'll work, just stay with the kids because it gives them control. Those are not men. Those are boys who have nothing else to offer besides financial, I guess, provision.
Yeah.
Because honestly, a man, a real adult, grown, mature, mentally matured man will not stop his wife from being successful and contributing if she wants to. If she doesn't want to, babe, do whatever you want. But being the kind of woman that she's probably gonna be is she's still gonna bring it back into the household because she knows what is needed.
I want my woman to be successful, but I want to be, this is not selfishness, I want to be more successful than my woman. You know why? Because I want to be the one as the man of the house to take care of all the garden bills.
But if you
I want to make sure that I can provide anything and everything for my wife.
What is your reasoning is the question.
Yeah, but
the underlying reason.
Let's break it down.
The underlying reason is because I am the head of the house. I am the leader.
Doesn't mean you have to make more money.
No, hold on. I am the leader. No,
but I feel like they should,
it.
though. I feel like men should not so much make more money than women. We were having this conversation earlier. I feel like even if a woman makes more money, the man is still supposed to take care of the household.
Exactly.
I feel that way.
Exactly.
I feel that. So I feel like as a man, you should be providing for your family financially, as well as other things. But their responsibility of the finances is mainly the man's. My husband has control over the finances in our household. And me as a woman, I can do multiple things. I can give him 25 ideas as to things that he should invest in for the betterment of our family, but it has to go through my husband. And it has to be okay within the budget, within the realm of everything that's already going on in our household. So I feel like as a woman, it's my job to support, nurture, love, care, as my husband provides for us.
I don't deny it. Let's say, for example,
because the truth of the matter is this. Now, it is very, very interesting. It comes with women. A woman cannot have full respect.
She's not gonna respect him, or even if she respects, she's gonna resent
most
him.
Of the bills.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about making more money. For example, she makes $200,000 a year.
Okay.
You make $100,000 a year.
Okay.
And you can pay all the bills, right?
Yeah.
But then she says, babe, I would like us to get a bigger house, where of course the mortgage is gonna be higher or something.
Yeah.
And then, but you can't afford that. But she can.
Yeah.
Would you say let's do it, or would you say no? I'm not gonna be able to afford that.
I would say no. I will not be able to afford that.
But she can help you afford that for you guys.
If she helped me afford that, now there is if anything happens, I'm gonna walk out of the house because that is
her house.
That is her house, and it's gonna stick. Let me tell you something about women. It's gonna stick with them that this is my house. I pay more money.
Let's emphasize on some women because I'm not like that.
Some women.
Yeah,
no, everything we say.
But I feel like most women would resent. I feel like most women will resent men if they're taking care of the financial burden.
I've seen it work. I've met the stay-at-home dad. I've met a successful home with the stay-at-home dad who's taking care of the kids, who's making sure dinner is cooked, who's taking care of things at the home because the wife naturally has a job and a career that she loves and did not want to get rid of it or walk away from her career to be a homemaker. And they had to decide as a couple, like financially, what makes sense for us. Okay, I'll be the stay-at-home dad. And I've seen that work out great. I've seen other situations where women are successful and their husband is their videographer, is their camera guy, is helping them in other areas because the woman is doing her passion and the man is okay to be her supporter.
Who is paying more bills? That's the
woman is the one working. Is what I'm saying.
She makes more money.
More bills.
Yeah, I don't think that's healthy.
She makes more money, so
she is working and the man is not working.
No, but he's her support. He's her support.
Hold on. I want to get
not
something
enough.
clear. I'm sorry. Now, she is the one working, successful, traveling for her work, for her jobs, right? And what is the man doing?
Being her support. Like I said, I've seen
supporting how is he supporting?
Supporting, like taking care of the kids, supporting, showing up for her, what she needs. Because if she has a career that just happens to be more successful or public facing
like a writer
or whatever,
or
like a big deal thing that we got to invest our whole family into this, the husband just being that support is helping her soar and is bringing money into the household regardless. Like I've seen a specific couple I can think of where she's the star and he's her cameraman.
Now,
he's her videographer. He's her, he brings her whatever for her stuff. He helps her market. He helps her sell.
But that's not enough though. That's not enough.
For them, it works and they're happy.
I feel like, I mean, maybe for now, but eventually she'll grow to resent the fact that he is not being able to provide in a way where it's just like, he's the man. Yeah, you're here to support me. You're here to support these kids. But as a man, my respect for you comes from like, what are you bringing into this household outside of me?
I get that, Angie, but also let's understand that, for example, me, I'm going to speak for myself. I would never resent a man who's giving it his best.
And he's doing
It's when you're not doing anything that's a problem. I think if a man, for example, if I become, let's say, a star, celebrity, whatnot, I'm going to definitely make more money than him who's a writer, a videographer or something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to resent him for that. I just happen to have something going on that makes way more money than he does.
That you enjoy.
That I enjoy. And he's doing something he enjoys. I think that we'll put our resources together and have the life we want. I can't resent him for that. My auntie is the same way. She makes a lot more money than her husband. She loves that man. He works. He makes money too. And he takes care of the mortgage and she pays the utilities. And he books vacations and sometimes she books vacations. So they take care of each other that way. And they've been together what for 27 years now. So I think it works if you understand that this is a person and not a bank account.
Not so much a bank account, but at the end of the day, men and women, that's what we're speaking of, right? Men and women. What attracts a man to a woman is what? Usually her beauty, how she can care for him, their kids, right? And women, it's, okay, he's either successful, he's kind, he is a provider, he's a leader. He
has integrity.
You know? Yeah, something, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, most women don't look to a man to say, oh, he looks like he could be a good support system. Only that is going to be able to carry for so long.
I don't think
that's never the goal. When you've decided as your family, you sit down, you see the trajectory that's going, and it's like, okay, we need to adjust. I might need you to take a step back from your career, take care of mine because I'm shining right now.
I mean, but I just feel like that's not like every day though.
Yeah. I agree with her because, and I've always been this person where I used to not believe in gender roles. Then I seen the purpose of gender roles because I like people of the same sex. So it's like, that doesn't matter to me if I like what y'all are talking about, that could apply to same-sex couples. That's cute. But when I'm talking to a man, I just find that unacceptable. Like, I shouldn't be making more money than you. You should be able to provide financially. I don't see myself, like, that whole dynamic stay-at-home dad thing is not
That's crazy
like,
to
that's
me.
Not respectable.
Especially for your kids.
Okay, I do believe that the role of men is to provide and protect, but I feel like most men take that role and turn it into a way to control women, which that is why things don't work out sometimes. I feel like if men and women can coexist within our own roles and know where we stand within each other, all of this will be way more simpler, and men don't have to be threatened by independent women. That's all I got for y'all.
Kids,
I think if it
that's
works
crazy
for
to
them,
me.
it works for them. But let me ask you a question, right? Your man's making more money than you, and then something happens, let's say, to that business or that job. Now you're left to provide while he finds himself. Do you resent him for that?
No, absolutely not. But that's like a very small window, though.
No, but
and I trust my man to be able to get it together.
It takes him a while. Let's say it was a career that he built or something like that, or a business, and let's say he has to sell it or whatnot. Now he has to start all over, and it takes him a while to figure out his next step. And you are left to provide for your family financially for like a year or two. Do you have resentment in that?
No, because I know I have a man of means. But usually, if a woman is the one who is striving in her career and the man is just there for support, to be there to do everything that's surrounding her life, that's not a man of means. That's a man that's consuming himself in you. He's consuming himself in your life.
I think that could be a bit problematic when he's just there for you and not doing anything for himself. I think that people, as individuals, you need to exhaust your potential.
Now, I think, like what you said, the question you asked right now, made me to remember something. When there was a time I was dating a lawyer, an attorney, very intelligent, woman, very smart, and she's financially independent. Now, we went on a date, and I asked her a simple question. And I said, if we get married, and I am so rich, I am taking care of you, you have a good job, you are successful in what you're doing, but I'm the one paying the bills, I am taking care of everything, providing everything, whatever you want for you, and I'm doing this, I have done this for many years, probably 9 to 10 years, and suddenly something happens, and my business crashed, and you have money, because you're successful as a wife, you have money in your account, and I say, baby, please, can you help me with some money so that I can start all over again? I mean, I was the one paying the bills 100% when I had money, right? And she said to me, I'm talking about an intelligent, educated girl. She said to me that the moment I ask for help from her, she's gonna walk away from that marriage.
Interesting.
I said, why? She said, because I should have made plans too for emergencies like that, for cases like that. So what it means was that I was not smart enough to keep maybe one chunk of money somewhere to, to take care of myself if something like this happens. So because of that, she's gonna walk away. I said, okay, I love it that you are being honest and candid to me. But at this point, after this food, this is gonna be the last bill I'm gonna pay.
No, serious.
So that from that moment,
I'm with that decision.
That moment, I had to block and delete her number. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with that.
Yeah, because she wasn't joking about it, because we talked about this. I was trying to, bring some analogies so that she will understand where I'm coming from.
Trying to gauge her sense.
At the course of the marriage, when things were rosy, I was the one taking care of everything. But now things are not good. Just help me, because I know you have money. And she let me know the kind of person she is. She is. So
that's not kind.
I had to walk away. So what am I saying? Now, that man that you're talking about, the definition I have, I'm so sorry to say, but the definition I have about that man is that man is not the husband. He is the wife. Then she is the husband. Now,
I wouldn't say go that far.
Hold on. No, I want to go that far because he is. When you look at it, maybe I don't know what's going on in that family, but I think there is every probability she might be a puppet. Listen, you know what? He's a douchebag. Listen.
I'm not saying he's not a man of resources, and if they need him to work, he's not going to work. It's just at this point in time, the best support he can bring to the family is to be my support.
I agree with you.
They're just they're at stages of the relationship, and right now she's shining. And if he's out doing his own thing, the kids suffer. The house suffers. So it's like he needs to be here in this moment to help her career.
That is him playing his role.
That's playing his role right now. As a good husband. In this stage of the relationship.
If he is playing these roles and paying the bills, I will. Okay, that's fine.
No.
But if he's playing these roles and the woman is the one paying the bills.
This is what brings me to what I've been trying to say.
He cannot be my friend.
Husbands, they've been limited to the
That's
sole
their-
financial
yeah,
provider.
that's not their
Like
only
you
role.
can't bring anything else to the equation, and this is why society is the way that it is.
Baby,
Listen,
you all love money.
no.
Women
No.
love money.
No.
Women love
And a lot of
nice
us are
things.
good at making
That's
our own.
good.
Yes.
Women love money.
We love
They
nice
love
things.
nice things.
But wait, Chi.
And I want to provide
Chi.
nice things
Chi.
for the women.
Chi, we love nice things.
Yeah.
Now listen to me. If I meet a man who can give me the world, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
If I meet a man who has the potential to give me the world, but he's in the stage of building, I still will choose that.
That's cool.
Because what I'm really drawn to is your character before your pockets. Because
And how else
I
do you
can,
show up for me?
Yeah,
How
I can
else?
make money, right?
Yeah.
We can make money together.
Yeah, we can.
But I'm not going to put money first before integrity.
Yeah.
Before kindness.
That's true.
Before compassion. I would not. I don't care how many millions you have.
Absolutely.
Because that's
Millions?
not what's going to love me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You sure?
Absolutely.
I'm dead serious.
Millions?
I had a man
Millions.
offer me $1 million to
Millions.
marry me. I kid you
Millions.
not,
I
a
would've
million.
said yes.
He had 29 million in his account.
I'll take it.
He showed me.
Sign me
and,
up.
and guess what? I said, do you know why I said no? Do you know why I said no? He never cared to find out what I liked
It's
or
okay.
what I wanted.
It's okay. I'll be on Rodeo Drive.
Yeah, thank you for being honest.
He was
Yeah,
like,
that's-
I'll be on Rodeo.
I want to make you a proposal.
Babe.
If you agree to marry me, I'll transfer $1 million to your account. Pulled out his account. He had 29 million. I said no, because you don't care what I want. You just want to buy me like you buy everything else. That's a man who's not going to respect
No,
me. I'm
but
sorry.
I understand what you're saying.
I see
because
what you're saying,
Some
but-
men, some
but
men
still.
see women
As property.
As property.
No,
as
I'm not for
merchandise,
sale.
Right? But that is absolutely wrong. But what I'm saying is this: no matter how intelligent, wise, educated a man is, please make sure he has money to take care of you.
Amen.
Money is good.
Listen, make sure he has money to take care
At
of
least
you.
to provide for the
And
necessities.
to pay the bills. You know why? Because women are very delicate. Women are not meant to be running around.
I
walking-
agree.
Listen,
Enjoy that
listen.
lifestyle.
No, listen. Women are not meant to be running around
For a
working
season.
working so hard for the family. No,
No,
they
no.
are to
It's
take
not
care
our
of the.
place.
Listen, you said something about the man goes hunting, bring back whatever, and the woman makes food,
Yeah,
right? And makes food with that stuff. The man goes out to take care of job. The woman takes care of the home, right? That is the traditional way of
Agreed.
living when
Agreed.
it comes
But
to
you know
roles.
what I see?
When it comes to roles. So now you can tell me that the woman will go hunting and the man will do the cooking, and the woman will go out to take care of the jobs, and the man will take
That's
care of the
why
house.
the role is partnership.
Thank
How are
you.
we partnering
That's
together?
what-
How are you
thank
bring your
you.
Now,
resources?
this-
I bring
Thank
mine.
you.
This brings us to another topic of
But then I just-
partnership.
But
Now,
that's thank you.
This partnership of a thing, we cannot partner in everything. You know why? Because when it comes to the issue of making money, I don't want you to partner with me. Because if you partner with me, I know women. I have dealt with a lot of women.
We know.
I know how women react and think about
Some.
money. Most women, not
Okay.
all. Most women. A woman will not forget one thing that she buys for you, but a man can buy 100 things and forget about. Listen.
I'm not that.
No, not maybe.
No,
We're
I
not
don't think,
that
I don't
petty,
think
right?
that's fair. But I
maybe,
do.
maybe,
Chi-
maybe you are. You know why?
Wait,
That's
wait.
why you keep referring.
Can I say something to you?
Yeah.
I know that we're in America, right? I've lived in 7 different countries. You being that you're of Nigerian background, right? You know very well that there are some Nigerian women who, if their man cannot handle it, they step in and do what they have to do.
Yes.
Our mothers did it, our grandmothers did it, whatever, right?
Yes.
And do you look for that in a partner? Because I know you said, I want to be the one doing everything. But do you look for someone who will step in case you're not able to do something?
Now you're talking about support.
Partnership.
No, support is different from partnership.
That's not partnership.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
now when you talk about support, I am 100%. I can marry a woman who cannot support me
Okay.
emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise, right? Now, when that she has to come in occasionally. Baby, can you help me do this? Doesn't mean that this is her role.
It's good. Yes.
You
I
do
got
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got
So
it.
I mean, that's why I say I don't agree in everything about partnership because partnership, unless you want to tell me that when it comes to the issue of provision, it's going to be 80-20. 80-20.
Why put numbers on it? Why not? This is what our household needs, and this is the best way to make it happen. Like she said, you got this going on right now that can bring in $100,000, and I got this coming in right now that can bring in $60,000.
What makes a woman respect a man is what he can do for her.
No, listen.
Not necessarily.
I feel like when
Most
you say,
part,
when
most
you say
part.
that women don't have respect for men when they doing everything, I feel like that's men projecting, because if you actually step in for a man and you feel nothing in your heart, it was nothing for you to do, that man will start feeling like he's not a man. You don't have to.
Yeah, I think it's not. It's not a thank you.
If that lady would have said, "Yeah, I would have came through for you," in real life, if she came through, you would have felt less than a man the whole year.
Yeah.
The whole year too, and you would have started arguments over that, thinking that she would think of you as less than a man.
I really think it's men projecting, because I'm a woman, and I promise you, I don't look at men's respect based on what they can do for me as a man.
You're different.
No. Listen, I would love a man to be able to pay all the bills.
Exactly.
I would love that. But guess what? This is real life. This is not a game. It's not a story. It's not a fantasy. This is real life. We need to establish what works. This is what I got going on. This is what you got going on. This is what we can do together. Let's make it happen. And let's make our lives better.
Yeah.
You don't owe me anything but to make sure that I'm taken care of and I'm good. What do I owe you? To make sure that you're good. And I'm here for you to give you whatever you need to thrive. And if you can, say, hey, I'll take care of the kids for a year while you go to school and become this.
So the point is, what are you giving him to thrive?
To thrive?
Yeah.
For encouragement.
Cool. I like that.
I'm giving him encouragement.
I like that.
I'm giving him, ideas.
Exactly.
I'm going to do research if he tells me this is my goal.
Exactly.
I'm coming to the table like, hey, try it this way. Let's do it this way.
That
because
works.
I know what you're trying to achieve.
Okay.
I'm here for you.
Yeah.
So, and if I have money in my savings and he needs $100K and I have that, babe, here's the $100K, go start that business.
That's support. That's support.
Yes.
That's support.
Because I know at the end of the day, that's going to be able to take care of us.
Yes.
So I'm investing in us, not just him, because he's my husband. He's not my boyfriend. This is marriage we're talking about, right?
Yeah, but let's forget about partnership when it comes to finances.
Can we forget about finances? What about household
partnership in
chores
finances
and stuff? Where do we all stand with that?
Oh yeah,
like household, the kids. Like where do we stand with that?
That's another issue. Now, when it comes to kids, when it comes to household responsibilities, domestic affairs.
The smile is giving it all.
No, I have to be honest with you.
Be honest.
I love it when I cook for my woman.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I even want to be the cook if I have the time. Take it.
Wait, let him finish the statement.
I mean the cooking part. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
The cook. I'm talking about the cooking because there is no place that it is primarily, the responsibility of a woman to cook, especially in this modern age, because everybody goes to work and come back and everybody's tired.
True.
I'm telling you, if the woman is not working, probably she may be doing most of the cooking. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But now she leaves the house around 7 a.m. in the morning and comes back 6 and she's exhausted. Do you expect her to go to the kitchen or rush to the kitchen and start making food and stuff? Because,
some men do.
No, hold on. Because
that's true.
I come back 7, you come back 7, right? So we both exhausted, but I have the strength because I'm built different.
Hey.
I should be the one to step in to help the family, to cook and do other things in terms of cleaning too and stuff like that.
Nice.
So if you want your wife to be the one who cooks for you all the time and clean the house, maybe you can get her a part-time job. You can stop her from working and then make sure that you provide. You make sure that you take care of your woman.
Amen.
And her needs.
I have a question for you.
Yes, go on.
Because you seem like, okay, you do want to provide. That's cute. Is it like all about the power for you? Say you're a woman, she stays at home. She don't have to really work a real job. What if in this new age, we have social media? What if she makes mad money off social media? And she has money in her bank account, but she don't do nothing. Would you feel a way providing for her knowing that she has money in her account? Or you the ones that you don't care? I feel like the men that want you to have your own money and still give you money are the real, true, generous people that care about you.
No.
The ones that provide and they be pocket watching, trying to control you, that's not really like a partnership.
No.
So answer to her question.
Would you feel away?
She does social media. She make more money than you. You know she has money, but you're still willing to provide.
No, I mean, I have made it clear, it's crystal clear that I don't care how much money she is making, but I am telling you that all of the responsibilities when it comes to finances
Financial is yours.
I will take care of them.
Appreciate
She
you.
has her millions. She has her millions.
Aw.
Because it is not in the place of woman to be the one paying the bills.
Would you resent her if she doesn't
Right.
step up to like she has this
Resent?
money stacked and you're struggling with that one bill and she doesn't step up
Right,
to help
like-
you? How would you feel about
listen.
that?
If I am making $25 an hour and she is making $100 an hour, listen, the whole thing is on me. If I want to start making $100 an hour, I will start making $100
Why
an
put
hour.
that
what
stress
she's doing.
on
No.
one person in the room?
Yeah.
Hold
Why
on.
is it not partnership?
No, because I'm telling you the roles of the man. You are making $25. That is your value. You have to upgrade your value to make as much money so that you can take care
And
of
in
the
the
family.
meantime, can she partner with you? Is all we're saying. Like sometimes she has to come in and partner.
Now, she can come in. No, don't say come in and partner. Come in and support. Come in and support.
I feel like he
Because
doesn't
these are
mind
two
the
different
support.
worlds.
I don't think he's ever taken away from the fact that he doesn't mind her coming in for support.
Support.
What he's saying is that
He
the
wants
partner,
to take the lead role.
yeah,
in
and
provision,
and provision,
financially.
and that's
Yes.
that's
Okay.
his.
I
that's his
find that
thing.
commendable. I'm not gonna lie, but this is the thing, right? Because for me, I love a man who feels adequate enough to take care of all the responsibilities. If I find a means to establish a business for him so he can go and do it and
There's
come
so
and take
many
care of our
ways.
bills, I will gladly do it because I feel like that's gonna give him more confidence in himself as a man. And I'm here for it, right? That's why I asked you the question earlier. I said, if she makes $200,000, you make 100, but she would like a bigger house. But your salary or your whatever you're making cannot afford it. Would you agree to the bigger house if she can contribute?
He said no to that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I think there's a problem with that because then it's like now
You're holding
almost
her back from living her
Yeah,
dream.
you're almost subjecting her to something that is not very comfortable, being that she has a means if she want to afford it for herself. But she's like, hey, babe, I would love us to get a bigger house. You make 100, I have 200. Let me add 100 so we can get this bigger house. And I don't think it would be fair for you to say no just because you can't afford it. For
Now,
y'all.
what I'm going to do in that situation, two things. Either I'll work harder to make more money so that I can buy that house, or I can say, okay, babe, you can support me with $100K, and I will pay her
I'll pay you back.
I will. I
See,
will.
you know what I feel like?
I will
like
pay
when,
her back.
When women step in financially, and before I used to feel so differently, but I feel like when women step in financially, it creates dysfunction. Even if the woman is, I feel like men's mentality, they're meant to provide. When you, as a woman, step in, that creates dysfunction because now he don't feel like a man. Even if he never told you that, I'm a generous person.
You
Why
are
I
blessed.
stopped being so generous?
God
because
bless you, my
men
dear.
will look at you differently after you
Exactly.
do something for them. They won't respect you. It's not about them. It's not about you respecting them. They won't respect you if you have something for them. They don't like that.
Yeah,
I
we-
agree
like
to a
if-
degree.
I feel like if you're supporting, like, in certain scenarios, it's very different than like carrying their weight.
The weight,
and,
yes.
and then they start to feel inadequate.
Yes.
I feel like if you guys are married, you guys are very like real with like whatever the dynamic is.
Yeah.
Like her question was very true. You know, like if she wants to go buy a bigger house and he can only afford a certain amount of a mortgage, but she has 100K, that support is like, okay, that shouldn't make your husband
Feel inadequate.
But then it depends on what he's already bringing. Like if it's a man who's a bum in the streets laying on the couch, it's different
That's-
than a man who's also working.
And
I
taking
feel
care of
like
everything.
a partner can support you if you are doing a very good job. You're bringing in the stuff, you're supporting, you're doing whatever. I feel like it's okay to allow your spouse, your woman, to support you if you are not a bum in the streets. If a man wants to provide and he can do it and still be happy and a supportive and loving partner to his wife, then be the sole provider. But don't be afraid to get some support and partnership from your wife because maybe, just maybe, she wants to support you. Don't let that make you insecure.
But to men, he could be making so much money. He could be making $2 million. If his woman is making $2.1 million, they don't like that. Like
That's not a man. That's a child.
That's insecurity.
I'm sorry.
that's
Yeah, I think
that's an
that's
insecure
insecurity.
man.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
insecurity. I think
boy.
it's insecurity.
Because men know that doesn't change who they are in their manhood if she's contributing or supported because they know who they are.
Yeah.
Manhood is not about what's in your pocket or your bank account. It's how you show up.
But I think a lot of them, like,
Yeah, and
they
that's
do believe that that is their worth. isn't how much.
But
they're
you
bringing
see
to the
why
table.
that? No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
serious.
true.
Now, do you
That's
see
true.
why that creates somewhat of a dysfunction in our society? Because, for example, I've had people say, "Hey, this guy has all the character and personality I like, but he's only making $60,000." I'm like, "How much are you making?" Let's start there.
Yeah, women aren't making it much easier.
You know
for
what I'm
men
saying?
Sometimes
Like-
I will give you that. Women are not making it much because I have seen where some men are afraid to date because they know some women have that mindset. They're like, "Oh, I'm not making 100K
Do you
yet.
see
Let
the
me not
problem
even
that
try."
causes? Exactly. I think we should normalize a man's worth not being attached completely to his pocket.
I think,
number, right.
I think we should
To
put
the
more
number.
pressure on men. I'm against that because I feel like we should be putting more pressure on them. Nowadays, I feel like the roles have switched, and if the men are soft, they want to
It's
not
a
be
sassy
working.
Well, no, I think we hard working
We
for
don't.
sure. I'm just
We
talking about
don't
the
want
actual
those.
number.
We're not talking about those bums.
I'm talking about the actual
Those are
number in
bums.
the account. Like I mean, obviously be a hardworking
Yeah,
man, but the actual number in the account
account-
is what I'm like.
I don't think that men should attach their worth to the number. As long as you are working, you are giving your best. I think that
know
should
how to
be
get
you should be
resources.
respected for that.
Yeah, but I also
At
feel
least
like you
respect
can
us.
tell, like, you can look at a man and, like, see if he's a man of means. You know what I mean? Like,
Like, what can you put together? What resources
Yeah.
can
But
you
Angie,
bring?
I've seen those the luxury cars, the luxury condos, but don't have the means because you're doing funny things
Yeah.
to get that.
But that's
and
not
it
the
will
man
land
of-
you in jail.
that's not the man of means I'm talking
Portia
about. I'm
Williams.
talking about
But what about? I have a question. What about the man who has a lot of money to take care of you, but he doesn't have character?
Then he's out of there.
I don't want that.
Yeah, no, that's
I
not
don't
good.
want that.
That's not
But
part of the contract.
yeah,
Then what
the
about?
contract.
Okay, you don't want that,
Okay,
right?
another
No.
thing that's
Okay.
not on the contract. Got it.
It's not the contract.
Okay.
We don't want
What about men or a man who has character, man
no
of
money?
integrity, and he doesn't have that much money? Are you gonna?
But what else are you doing? How do you gather resources? How do you make sure we're straight? How do
He
you make sure
is-
we're
he
good? How do
is-
you make
so much,
sure
though.
we are good as a family?
Yeah.
How do you make sure we have a roof over our head?
Yeah.
How do you make sure we're straight, even if you don't have
true.
that much money?
I can't do it.
Yeah, you.
Andy's like,
I
I
can't
know.
do it.
no,
If you can figure out how to make us
that's
straight
the
in this
type of
house,
dude-
then cool.
That's
Yeah.
the type of dude you vibe with, and I wouldn't have no children with him. I wouldn't marry him.
It's not going
No
far.
kids.
No, but
If he
it's like
comes, but what if he
genuinely.
comes through every single time? Somehow the bills are paid
No,
every
he
single
can
time.
stay
We don't know what
there.
he's doing.
What you mean?
I'm just saying.
Now, I want to know how you're making your money.
He's coming through every single
I need to
time
know because
some
I
kind
don't
of
want
way.
to end up in
Wait,
jail.
so he's taking care of just like the bare necessities at that moment?
He's able to come through.
Oh, like a
If he's
basic,
able
like-
to come through and he has character, we're
How
in.
long is that gonna last, though?
Yeah, no, that's not substantial
5
enough.
years until the contract
I
expires?
don't know. I'm just speaking
No,
for the women
because
who deal with this.
honestly,
I don't know.
Gee, let me tell you something, right? I think that if we are of the mindset that this man has potential but doesn't have resources, and we can help with resources for him to build whatever business
Then the
that's gonna.
resentment.
Wait,
Christina's
wait.
talking about the
don't do
resentment
it.
on that part.
No, no.
Did you
Hold
ever
on.
watch that movie with Tajari?
Taraji.
Acrimony.
Yes.
And she built that
Yes.
man.
Oh my God.
But-
That movie triggers me.
But see, she built him up, and he had bad character. He had bad
He
character.
did from the start.
He had bad character.
But-
so you gotta be careful when you build.
But
I
strike
see-
one.
No, I'm serious. But no, honestly, right? Because
Yeah, you gotta be
because
careful
wait,
when you
not
build it.
everyone has many privileges. We are in a society where some parents have not set it up for the kids, and they don't have abilities to go out there and figure it out because they didn't get the tools. I've seen that. I've talked to people like that. My brother's like that. And I'm like, dude, you can't expect this girl to be, respecting you when you can't even pay the light bill. You have to go and do something. So I said, okay, I will find a way. We're gonna invest in a business that you're going to do this, and you both are gonna work there and make this your source of, because she doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, and make this your source of income so you can provide for your family. And of course, he's my brother. He's not gonna resent me for helping. But she was like, "Why you have to, chip in for anything? He's a man. He should." Da. I'm sorry. Do you want this soft life or not? Like at this point, you're tripping. Like you're doing what society said you should do. Fuss when a man's struggling to figure it out. But if he has the means to do it, why not be supportive of that? Why not contribute to that? Why are you making it difficult? You see what I'm
I do
saying?
have a question for Christina.
Okay,
We're
before-
talking from a very heteronormative lens here. Why for you is it different if it's two females versus if it's a woman and a man? Like, why? How do you decide at that point if it's two women?
Yeah, who's providing? Yeah. I wanted to find out too.
Yeah.
Because when you guys describe how like, oh, we step in for each other and blah, 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 that's how I see it. I find it acceptable for two women to step in because I'm not a man, she not a man. I'm not one of those ones that believe that's the man and that's the woman. We're both women. So there's no gender roles there. I don't even like gender roles, but I see that why they're there. Like, as I grew up to this age, I see why it's around. Like, and I kind of agree with most of it now. So when it comes to like hetero relationships, I can't personally respect a man if he's not providing. Of course, all those other things matter, but like love don't put food on the table. I can't start a family with you. I know what I bring. That's why I say these things, because I'm not a broke bitch. Like, I have my money. I don't expect to rely fully on a man, but I do expect for a man to provide fully for me, especially if I start a family with him. So that's important to me. That's why I see it that way. As far as a woman, it's like, I don't see a woman as a man. So that's why.
Do you agree with me that the underlying factor or the underlying cause of divorce is because in the Western world is because they feel when they get out they can take care of themselves. Do you agree with me?
Not
That's
from
why
the,
they
not
easily.
from the studies
That's
that
why.
I've seen.
For women?
That's why
No.
they easily
For women?
get out of
That when they can
relationship,
get out and
of
be able to provide for
you know
themselves. So it's
marriage
easier to
because you know
leave.
why
No.
they are working, they are making money.
I don't
I feel
see
like
that
women
as
will
the
stick it out
reason.
regardless. I feel like women stick it out until a very long end.
Yeah,
Whether
if-
she's making money or not.
If
women are
a
gonna
woman
stick it
divorces
out.
you, it's because you're not willing to work on whatever the issue is.
Yeah.
Because women want to work it out.
Yeah.
We want it to work. We really want you to figure that. Hey, men need to be humble. Their ego and their pride sometimes get in the way, but they need to humble themselves and say, hey, she is telling me what she needs to feel safe or happy in this unit. Listen, don't make it about you. Don't be like, hey, but I don't want to do that because the way I do things, we don't give a shit how you do things. Excuse my We don't care how you do things because it's not about you. It's two people here. If you told me, hey, babe, I don't like this thing that you did, it made me feel this way. Because I care about you, I have to adjust because I care about how you feel and how I make you feel. Vice versa. But it's like, well, that's just the way I am. That's how you met me, so take it or leave it. I will be walking out that door so fast.
Yeah.
Because at this point, you're telling me you don't care to make us happy together. You only care to be happy, and you want to do whatever you're comfortable doing, regardless of how it makes me feel. I can't grow there. I can't live there.
Do you agree with me, Angie? Do you agree with me that one of the things that men do that make women respect them, make wife respect husband, is because of the things that he can provide. Do you agree with me on that one?
Just one.
Can we talk about money? How about money's not a factor? We have billions of dollars. We're on Elon Musk level. Like, it doesn't matter right now. What is it that the man is gonna bring?
Thank you.
That's not money. What else can he bring?
Yes, Uncle.
Integrity.
I think no, but really, I feel like
What else is coming? We have made it. We are successful.
No.
What else are you bringing?
Okay, except apart from money, right?
Yes.
Like, we're not talking about money now. I'm bringing my integrity. I'm bringing my character.
How are you making her feel loved if it's not about what you're getting for her? Like, that's our beyond. You guys can order a ship. You can order an airplane.
Okay.
You can do whatever. Now it's
The
not about
answer
what
to
you bring
that
her.
the answer to that question should have been, what am I gonna add to her happiness or to her joy or to her peace? Additional. I am not responsible for her peace, for her joy. She has to be responsible for her joy.
I agree.
Now, listen.
You keep saying
I
what
don't
a
know.
woman likes a man because of what she brings. So I'm like,
Listen.
money's not
So
a
when you
factor.
talk about, we are saying things that is not money related. What man can be able to bring to the table, right?
To the
complete the woman.
union, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying
'Cause
is,
the table's broken.
in the first place, you don't need a man to be happy.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't need a man to be, to be full.
But if you're gonna be around, I'm gonna be
Like,
happy.
what are
No,
you
wait.
bringing?
Wait.
What are you
That's what I'm
bringing?
saying.
Wait,
Listen.
I'm a bit
Listen,
confused.
no.
I'm a bit confused.
Listen.
Yeah.
Because you are responsible for your own joy,
in the marriage.
for your own peace.
In a marriage.
Yes, in marriage.
I agree.
Now, what the man does is, because your glass is not all that full, he comes to complete you. He comes to add to what you have. So that's why you have to.
What is the thing that he adds to what you
Because
have?
I'm asking because the man
let's
puts his-
remove money, because everything you've mentioned that, the way a man provides for the woman makes her respect him and love him and all this stuff.
Exactly.
And that's no longer a factor.
Yeah.
The money is not. You guys have everything you want.
Yeah.
You buy. She can buy. He can buy whatever. Right.
Yeah.
What else is he doing to make her feel loved? Like she said.
Or to make himself feel that he's needed in the relationship.
No, what she needs absolutely is affection. She needs affection, and
Not sex.
and hold on. And she needs affection, and I'm gonna do everything that possible to make her feel so affectionate.
I feel like men think what women want is material things. You're struggling
No,
right now.
let me.
No,
see.
no,
That is true.
No, that's true.
Go,
You
Auntie.
separated everything from the material
But
and the
then I
financial.
would not
And
hear
you're
it anything
struggling
else.
because
I'm
I separate.
struggling.
But I
That's
just-
true.
No, but
I am.
but
I am
what do you
typically.
feel like
I
men
I am
bring?
typically
I'll
struggling.
say,
Do you know why I'm
if
struggling?
money, if money isn't an object, like me as a woman, if my husband, which God willing he will be, if he's a billionaire, I feel like my husband would bring structure. He'll bring leadership. He'll bring companionship. He'll bring experiences for me and my family, for my children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He is like the glue, essentially. Outside of me with my nurturing aspect to my family, I feel like my husband is the one who's like the structure. He brings the experiences for me and my girls. You know what I mean? So it's like,
How does
And
that
then
look
you
like?
see that, but I feel like from a man's perspective, that whole idea, he seems like his identity is so rooted in.
but I feel like that's
protect,
men
provide.
though. I feel
Yeah,
like
but
that's
I'm
most
just like,
men.
you were able to articulate things that you could bring. I don't think
I'm
they
with
would have been able to do
Avia
that.
because I think that's the problem. Men surround their adequacy so much in financial position.
Exactly.
You
That
made
is-
wait.
important.
Yeah,
but that is
right?
but that
that's
is
not wrong.
problematic.
No,
no.
that's not wrong.
No.
That's not wrong because
Chi, listen.
we
Chi.
have found out.
No, Chi, listen for a second.
Hold on. We have found out from my personal study and research, I have found out that what women want and need is money.
And I think you
Material
and I
things.
think that's not true though.
Listen,
No. That's not
Before
that's
we talk
not
about
true.
before we talk about, I know women, it's hard for them to admit this because it sounds so materialistic. Now let me tell you, what you need is soft life.
But wait.
What you need is.
Amen.
Then I have a question
No,
then.
hold on. What you need. I was having this conversation with one of my friends, and I said a woman is not supposed to do too much when it comes to knowing too much, reading too much, to grow.
Tap me out.
Because.
Tell me out.
Hold on,
Tap me
I will break it down for you.
No,
I'm reading
I'm
too
listening.
much.
I will break it down for you.
I'm listening.
Because some things you do too much as a woman is gonna take away the femininity from you.
If you read?
Listen, it is the responsibility.
become more
It's
intelligent.
just like a woman.
No, you lost me.
Because then we can leave.
I
We don't
see
like
you-
that.
You
I
lost
see you.
me.
Hold on,
You
hold
lost
on.
me.
I see you on
I
social
love a
media.
good book.
I see you on social media. You do your Polaris and
My
stuff.
what?
Polaris. Is it what they-
Pilates?
Pilates. Yeah.
I'm like, who?
I see you do your thing. I love it, right? She goes to the gym. She does those soft things in the gym, which I love. Women should do it. But when I see a woman start lifting those kind of weight that we lift as men, and
no longer soft
hold on,
life.
and women start going to the gym. Wake up 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. and go to the
Like,
gym.
what's she building these muscles for?
Hold on. And go to the gym. Hold on. And go to the gym every day, lifting weight, doing those hard things. Let me tell you, remotely is taking away the femininity which attracts men. It takes it away. The same thing when you start reading too much to know too much as a woman. I am telling you, I am on the side of women.
Cut that out.
Hold on.
Cut that out.
Oh, no,
Don't put that
no,
there.
no,
he's
don't-
gonna get canceled.
No.
I know, right?
And on this conversation.
No,
No,
listen.
cut that out.
When you see a woman, when you see a woman who knows too much, and because she probably reads a lot, you go to her house, you see like 1,000 self-help books. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult for her to find a man.
To trick her.
No,
Listen,
To trick
listen,
her.
listen,
Can
listen.
I-
Hold on. It's gonna take a while.
Chidi.
Hold on. I'm coming. You're gonna say something.
Okay.
But I'm
Tap
telling
me
you.
in when it's my turn.
I am telling you. Maybe, probably you don't know, but we are your mirror. We are your check. So let me tell you, it's gonna take away the complete femininity from you. Do you know why? This is the reason why.
Are women supposed
This
to
is
be
the
dumb?
reason why you see the girls, those soft girls in the street, they quickly hook up with a man more than those ones.
But those men don't respect them.
Hold on. More than those. No, who told you?
They don't.
Because they know how to nurture us.
No,
they
bruh.
know how to be, you know.
But
know
they don't
where to
marry
touch
them.
us.
Okay, actually-
They don't marry them, though.
Wait, no, Chidi, I know, I
do
hear where
crazy
you're coming
things.
from.
You know we love crazy things, crazy good things, husband
Why are you
and
pointing at
wife.
me?
No, listen.
Wait,
no.
Chidi, wait, I'm actually,
They know how
I
to
hear
do
where you're
those
coming
crazy
from.
things. Those girls in the street, they are so soft, they are so feminine. They know how to, attract a man. But when you read too much as a woman, when you read too much,
And you know too much.
Now it begins to separate you and isolate you from the real men who are going to spoil you because you're gonna be able to.
You too
Because
savvy.
now you're too aware.
You too savvy.
You know you too savvy about savvy something.
I've heard this before, just not in the way you're saying it.
Okay,
Now
have
it's
you
coming
heard
to
this
me.
before?
I have heard that what men say, the more, actually society, the more educated women are, the harder it is for them to
No,
find
we
a
are not
partner.
talking about education.
No, but
No, but
this
that's what
true,
it is.
though.
No, we're
This
talking
is what
about
it is,
knowledge.
though.
But
Knowledge
you
is different from
read, you
education.
read to be educated.
No,
That's-
I have heard
No,
the
don't.
more.
I don't
Okay,
want you to-
knowledgeable.
Yeah, knowledgeable. I'm not
Okay.
talking about education. You can go.
But
and
we're not
get
talking about
too many
school.
degrees and stuff
No, no,
like
no.
that.
Some men say the same thing, that women who have all these degrees, somehow now they are less desirable for some reason.
You know what?
Why?
Because
Because she can't leave.
she knows too much.
Because you don't want her to leave.
And she can, and she can leave.
No,
Because she
listen,
can't
listen.
leave.
No,
Uneducated,
listen.
she can't
She
leave.
go
Sounds
leave.
insecure to me.
Okay, hold on. I am a lawyer. I am an attorney, qualified, called to bar.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I am.
I call him barista.
Yeah,
'cause
she
he's
knows.
He's barista.
Do you understand? Now, the women, when I was in school, the women who are in my class reading law with me, they are, most of them, not all of them, unattractive because they argue with us. They think they know what we know. They argue with us. They fight with us. They do all those, they know too much. And because they know too much, they become unattractive. Those female lawyers, I'm telling
But
you, those
don't you
female
think you
lawyers,
can learn?
they become unattractive.
But don't you think you can learn
Now
from
we
someone?
go into other departments like sociology, like psychology, and we see beautiful girls that don't.
That's insecure.
No, listen, that don't argue with us. They just want to have fun.
Remember how you didn't want to be the villain?
Do you
This is
know what
giving
I'm saying?
villain energy.
Villain energy.
They're
This
soft.
is giving
But
villain
the other
energy.
one is gonna tell me. The other one is gonna tell me, what are you saying? Like in the case of so and so. This is the president. This is the judicial president. Stop speaking that
But then,
language. I don't
do
want
they
it.
make you feel like you're not smart enough? Is that what
No,
it is?
it doesn't make me like. It takes away.
It
makes
intimidated you.
Yeah,
no,
that's
do you know what that means?
What is it?
It takes away. Just like I said.
Don't say femininity, please.
Yes.
No, no.
Oh God.
But there's no
But
femininity. Does not.
I should be in the best position to tell you this
What?
because I am the opposite of you. So
No, and
I am
I've
the-
heard a lot of men say that. I've
That's
heard
what
a
I
lot
said
of men
first.
say
Yes,
that.
I am the opposite of
But
you.
I think that's problematic.
Genuinely, you might not agree with me because you are not in the position to understand what I'm
No,
saying.
But we
No,
can
no,
learn
it's
from
not
each
about-
other.
But then it's a certain type
I'm
of man.
sorry.
It's a certain type of man who
No,
thinks that way.
but
I've heard it before.
It's
but
not
it's
about
still a certain type
disagreeing
of
or
man.
Yeah.
That's a
We
fact,
can
though.
learn from each other.
No, that's a fact.
My knowledge combined with your knowledge makes us both knowledgeable.
If you read 2 books, I will read 10.
Well, that's good for you. But I
She
can.
inspires you. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I will read 10.
You're competitive. Got
Earlier,
it.
though.
If she reads 2 books, I will read 10.
That's what I
But-
said earlier.
And-
I did say
Y'all
that.
be in
Back to
competition.
No,
women.
I'm not talking it from the
No, it's a-
competition
it's a
side.
competition.
I'm
But
talking it
that's what
from
it sounds
from
like.
the okay, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
But
But
you-
I'm talking it from the leadership side.
It all sounds
No.
insecure.
Yeah, I'm talking it from leadership.
No.
If
Leadership,
she
no.
is making 100 grand, I will strive.
No, you
What-
should have
Hold
to
on.
support her.
Hold on.
I'm confused.
If she's making 100, because
You
I
strive
know
to make 2.
No, not 2. 2 is too
10.
small. I'll strive to make like like triple,
That's competition.
quadruple. No, you know why?
Why?
No, that's not competition.
Because you want her to respect you.
Because women's respect
But-
is tied to
But
provision.
Amy, do
That's
you
what I want
see
you to
why
understand.
This is problematic because
It's
this
like
poor man
provision.
is gonna go kill himself.
How long is she gonna
Trying
suffer
to-
with you?
No, but
And the
he
thing
should
is, at the end
though.
of the day,
He should.
women, especially black women, I don't know about the other ones,
You're
are
gonna
very
have a dead
ambitious
husband
and are gonna
early
keep going.
because. Thank you. I'm
We're
a
gonna
woman.
get- women
I'm
never-
a woman who keeps going.
We're never
You're
satisfied.
gonna have an early death.
We want to
I'm
keep
dead
striving.
serious.
And men are okay with
Listen,
being where they are.
I think
Exactly.
you guys mentioned something earlier. Something came to mind. When you say money, if they
Oh,
have money
God.
and everything, they can take care of everything. She's gonna be happy, right?
Oh,
what
God.
about this celebrity relationship that don't work? What, because they have all the money, they do all of the trips and everything. Why do you think those relationships don't work?
The man.
Because
Ego.
the man.
The man.
Ego.
No,
The
listen.
man.
Let me tell you. Ego. You can say ego.
The
but
man.
I think, just like we said before, you can have money. Anybody can make money. Any idiot or foolish person can
That's
make money.
not true, but okay.
No, that's true.
No idiot can make money.
No, anybody.
If
can,
you're an idiot, you cannot make money.
No, anybody can make money. Actually, you know
Okay.
what I mean
Just
is
not an idiot.
Yeah,
But they
what
might
I
not be
mean
able to
is-
keep it.
What I mean is,
Thank
a man,
you.
someone who is not a man of integrity can make money. Somebody who doesn't have character
Can make
steal-
money.
Can make
Absolutely,
money. I don't
yes.
know how he's
I
gonna
agree
make the
to
money,
that.
but he can make money.
419.
So now, let me break something down for you. Now, as a man and as a woman, I think the foundation of everything is character. That's the foundation. The foundation, the solid foundation is your character. You know, your integrity. Make sure that you become a man of character.
Honor.
To respect your wife, to love your wife, right? To take care of the family. Make sure you're a man of character. Don't lie. Don't tell lies. It doesn't. That's not good. Don't cheat. That's not good. Now, on top of that.
Make money.
On top of that,
Make money.
baby, on top of that,
Make more money.
make sure you make money to take care.
Clip that.
Don't stop.
Clip that. Lead with that. Start with that.
Don't stop on being a man of discipline and integrity and honor. Make sure you make money.
Make
Don't just make
money.
money.
We can agree on
Make
that.
sure you
I
make
think,
good
I
money.
think we can all agree on that.
Yes.
But all I'm saying is this. I think that the roles, which is what we're talking about, gives structure. But this is real life. Things happen. And if for whatever reason, temporarily or otherwise,
Yeah.
the structure cannot be the staple at the moment or the ideal construct at the moment, don't feel inadequate as a man because you need support or you need help. Not you specific, because you said you're cool with that. But most men are not even open to admitting that because their identity as men lies in their pockets, in what they can provide. And I think with that mentality, it's going to be problematic.
Do you know where I come from? I told you I come from Nigeria. And I come from the eastern part of Nigeria. And I can tell you one thing about us that is common. We have different tribes in Nigeria, but there is something that is common among Nigerians.
The Igbo men.
Among Nigerians. The Igbo man is at the apex.
They know how to make money.
No, they know how to take care of their woman.
True. I've
Yeah,
heard that.
they are the apex when it comes to that. But I can generalize it with the Nigerian men. One thing is certain about us. You single, right? You're not married yet. Now I will advise you. I will advise you to
Get with a Nigerian man.
to scout. No, hold on.
She said no.
I will advise you to start scouting.
They scouting
Yeah.
for me. I'm not scouting for
Okay,
them.
yeah, but you have to position yourself for them to see you. Now, why am I saying this? It is inculcated in us. It is in our
Embedded
vein, in our
in your
bloodstream
DNA.
to take care of our woman and the family.
Other cultures too.
Hold on. No matter how hard it is, we don't talk just like Angie said. We might be going through shit. But your woman doesn't wanna hear those excuses and complain about work and about
No, we don't.
about hard stuff and stuff
we
like.
don't.
She wanna hear good news. She wanna receive nice things every day when you're coming back from work. Grab something. It's gonna make her happy. Flower, card, whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a woman for you. That is how we were raised. Personally, that is how I was raised. Even if it means doing 5 jobs,
Wow.
and coming back home crawling,
Wow.
coming back home dead.
But I feel like that is a
I don't
detriment
wanna
to the
see-
relationship.
Yeah, I
No,
don't want
that's
to
what
see
that-
your
no.
man.
It's not.
You couldn't be there
all
for
of
me.
that. We can't even connect on an emotional level.
You're exhausted.
We can't connect on a sexual level.
You're
We
exhausted.
can't connect on
I'm
anything because
a
you're
rubbish
crawling home.
No.
After them 5 jobs, I'm gonna rub
No, what I mean is,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
he'll be okay. I'll be
yeah.
alright.
That's fine.
I understand what you're saying about emotional connection and sexual connection and stuff like that.
He'll be neglectful if he can't.
Yes.
We can, when it
I've
comes
seen
to,
that, actually.
yeah, emotional.
Sometimes they're neglectful if they're broke. Like what?
You can deal with it. You'll be fine.
I'll be
But
okay.
Deal with this.
To be honest, right? To be honest, all jokes aside, I think that when you care for someone, you want the best for them, right?
Yes.
And if my man makes me understand that financial success is a very important part of his feeling of adequacy or whatnot, and he's struggling to maybe start something that's going to give him that success, if I can, I will contribute to that so he can go get it, so he can bring it back to us, and we'll have it, right? But I don't think that the mindset that if you are struggling, you should be dismissed because you don't have it, because there's more to a man than financial resources.
Yeah.
So I think that the message that we should try to send out is, hey, men, it's your responsibility to provide.
Exactly.
It's your role to do that.
Yes.
Do the best that you can. Look for your passion or whatever it is that you can thrive in so you can provide for your household. Don't go trying to have a girlfriend or family if you're not well off to sustain yourself and them.
The family, yeah.
Don't do that. Be single and focus on that first before doing anything. Because when I see a lot of men having babies, baby mamas, and they're complaining, oh, you can't buy diapers, you can't buy this, and they get upset. How? When you were having these kids, what was going on? I'm confused. So I think that we should encourage more men to understand that this is your role. That's the order of things.
And sometimes you have to blame the woman for having kids with a deadbeat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because because
they were in love.
yeah, that's why I said that love doesn't keep marriage. Love is bullshit. Love doesn't keep
isn't
marriage.
enough.
What keeps marriage is
It's-
Partnership, companionship,
Right.
contract.
Well, yeah, there you go. Partnership, companionship, and communication. Let's
That's
communicate
all in the contract,
in the
though.
contract.
But you guys have not said the most important thing that keeps marriage.
What?
Knowledge.
Well, how
You
no.
don't want your woman brainless. So what do you
Knowledge.
like? It ain't knowledge for you. You want her dumb. And
Now
just-
the knowledge is
Oh
the knowledge I'm talking about was what we talked about in our last episode. The knowledge is what is the purpose of marriage. Number one. Number two is what are the roles.
well, we talk so much about the role of the man. What is
Exactly.
the role of the woman? We didn't talk about that.
He gon'
As
But he did say
from
support.
from
He
a
said
man's
support.
perspective, I mean, is that all the role of a
heard
woman
support.
is?
I remember that.
Support?
No, but I know that, it's quite unfortunate that this generation of women don't know their roles, and it has to do with the society conditioning.
I think they're
And-
happier.
Hold on, it has to do with the society conditioning and programming. So they feel like what the society dictates for them is how it's gonna work in their marriage.
So tell us,
So-
what is the role of a woman?
The role of a woman is pretty
From your
simple.
perspective.
Is pretty simple. She is there to support. Just like I said.
How?
No, we have talked about this.
Okay,
support.
you mean, okay. I
Yeah,
got
she
you.
is there to support emotionally, spiritually, and
Financially sometimes,
You know,
if she-
sometimes
yeah, needed.
Yeah, if needs be,
Be.
you know, she can actually support. Now she has to be a nurturer, right? She has to be this woman who nurtures, who knows how to nurture a man. Now, hold on. I know you want to say something. And another thing is she has to provide. There is something she has to provide, and she has to provide romance, and because we like sex, right? And we that's our nature.
After 5 jobs, you have energy.
Yeah. I have to 5 jobs. now this is where it is weird that no matter how tired you think you are,
you still make energy.
You still want to do something, right?
Okay.
So the woman shouldn't deny you of that, that department.
I agree.
She has to provide that sexual satisfaction. Yeah, so that is important too. Don't think that he is a good. No, that's important to us. Having sex in marriage is very
serious.
important.
No one's denying.
It's very important because
all men are simple.
no,
They need
I hear
to
women.
look
I hear
good
women.
and have sex.
I hear women sometimes talk about like, hey, it's not all about sex. What are you talking about?
Can I say something? When a woman
What are you talking about?
When a woman does not want to
Give
her
it to him
husband-
every day.
Listen. When a woman
Unless you're tired, you're sick, or
Wait, tired is an
you have
excuse?
engagement.
No, listen.
Otherwise, give it to him
when
every day.
a woman does not want to give her husband sex, she's upset at something. Because normally we want to.
No.
If she's, I'm
Normally,
telling
you guys don't want to.
What do you mean?
Okay.
But
No, let me
If you're
say.
the other factors, there's neglect going on.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
having to carry too much of the load, and you're not pitching in any kind of way. So
She's
she's
up.
tired.
She's not happy
There's neglect
with
she's
you.
tired.
That's why you have
That's
to
why
be.
he has to be rich enough to buy you an
Get a maid, right?
Get a
Exactly.
A
That's
housekeeper.
That's it.
All of it.
I need,
Yeah,
yes, I need a
because
cleaner
you-
and a
when you
housekeeper
are-
and a nanny.
When you are fucking rich and wealthy, and you have this woman who is doing what she likes to do when she likes to do it, and it's kind of fun. Now, you will find out that woman, just like you said, you find out that woman is super romantic.
Yeah.
No, seriously, she's in her feminine.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
then you find out that
Yes.
she's super
But for
feminine.
let's talk about the average
feminine.
man.
Yeah.
There are not many rich people walking around
No,
here.
that's
a luxury.
Yeah.
But in the terms of the average man who cannot afford all of that, how do you create that balance? And there was something I was going to say even before coming to this, because I think as a society, the man is always trying to do this and do that. I really hope that men could start thinking from a perspective of, if I'm not here today, how does she fend for my kids? Because wait, no, I'm serious. I've had this conversation as well.
When I'm making money, you're the wife.
She do what?
What are you there for? You are there to give me ideas. Baby, let's invest in this.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, I'm okay
No,
with
I
that.
was gonna
Baby,
ask
Most
that.
men are.
Baby,
I
let's
think most
buy
men
this
are.
property. Baby, let's do this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you, what are you doing?
Thank you for saying that, because I don't think we touched on that. We're talking more about the roles, and it's more like I pay for everything, I take care of everything. But at the end of the day, no one knows when they're gonna not be around.
Right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's very important that as you're making provisions,
I love that.
you're also making sure that there's something saved or kept behind. When you're not around, she can carry it on for your kids to have that,
Exactly.
and also be able to have something to, because I come from a family where my parents didn't have to give us to give me to school. I put myself through the few years I could of school by myself.
Yeah.
And they didn't have it, and their parents didn't have it. So I couldn't even blame them because they didn't have it. But my dad was trying to provide. And when he fell in hard times, my mom took the role to provide. And you're right, she resented him for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he gave up on himself. And I'm like, you can't do that. Because not only you're giving her too much, we are watching, and you're not teaching us how to, know how to make it work, how to know how to fend for ourselves either. So we lacked in that area. So I think that the conversation should be had as, hey, get you a woman who's smart. Let them read those books.
Exactly. Those financial
Don't
books.
stop.
Financial literacy.
Let them read
I
those
want my woman
books.
to be engaged in, studying financial literacy, because I am, far away making money. I am working so hard. So when I bring back the money, now
She should be able to invest.
She should be able to multiply it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's invest this way, and we have to talk about it. We have to, analyze it, and then we have to do it. If it's good.
And put things in place.
Yeah,
I
put
think
things in
more
place.
men need to actually think like that, or at least promote that mentality, because they're so stuck on, I have to pay the bills, I have to pay the bills. You're forgetting that one day you're not
Yeah.
going to be around.
Yeah,
what
that's
is she
true.
going to do with your kids?
That's true.
Because then they're going to struggle, they're going to suffer, because you held all the responsibilities to yourself.
Yeah.
But I think that's a part of the. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
Sorry.
fine, you're fine.
I think that's a part of the man's role in leading, protecting, and providing. Is also setting up your family and your wife to win. God forbid they're not around, right? Like they should be able to sustain themselves with X amount of things that I've put in place for my family. I think that's a part of
Yeah,
the
that's
man's
true.
role.
It sounds all nice, and I agree with you. I think that's very important for a man to have that knowledge and share with his wife and maybe kids. But in the event, because it's not the norm, it's not the average person that has the ability to have so much that they can invest in all that stuff. I think more men need to encourage each other, and it's not a competition of who's a better man or this. Because ever since being in America, I see a lot of competition amongst people, especially the black community.
Yeah.
They don't help each other. They don't share information to help each other thrive. It's more like you want to have it and you want your friends to envy you and look at you as the better person because you figured something out. I think more men need to understand that, hey, collectively as black men or, a group of men, we need to look out for each other because our women and children depend on it.
Something is wrong with black people.
That should be another topic.
Yeah,
That should be another topic.
but I think with platforms like this, we should be encouraging such things.
Yeah.
Because it's not even you saying I don't want my woman to read many books because she's not going to be attracted. That could come off bad because you want her to be knowledgeable, to share that knowledge with you or your kids.
Yeah, but the point I was
And
making
others.
is doing too much to take away the femininity from you.
Well, it depends on how she uses the knowledge. If she uses it to challenge you as a
Because
man,
a woman,
that's different.
A woman is built emotionally with this emotional engine. So when she knows too much and she mixes what she knows with emotion, she's gonna bring it against you. She's gonna use it against you. I'm
this
telling you.
idea about women.
I know,
Yeah.
but what is knowing too much?
I have read women so much, man. Though I don't understand. Nobody can understand women fully.
Seems like you have been
You know what I'm
burned.
saying?
I know, right?
Nobody can
No, but
understand
Chi,
women
be
fully.
very-
but
can I-
what I'm trying to do is this.
Be careful.
I'm trying to
With the
now,
mindset. No, honestly.
when they say that women are more emotional and men are more logical, you cannot argue that. In most cases, that I mean,
I feel like
that's
men are very emotional as
No.
well.
Men are way more
Do you
emotional.
know
Yeah,
the
but
men
men
that
are
are
very
emotional? That's the ideal men are not emotional. The men that are emotional based on their environment, the way they were raised, who raised them.
But you know what?
Because most men
See how
were
passionate you're getting? That's an emotion right
no,
now.
no.
You are showing
no,
us emotion.
No, that because emotion is a good thing. It depends on how you use it. Now, the point I'm trying to make is if a single mom, that's where a single mom raised men, they become emotional and soft. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're not going to be.
I wouldn't say emotional and soft. They're more aware of their emotions because they were raised by one part.
An emotional part.
The emotional. Well, no, not really, because there are women who, gave them the work ethic as well as, hey, be sensitive to the emotions of people, be compassionate, be kind. Don't go fighting everyone that charges at you. You could walk away. But I'm saying they're more emotionally aware, meaning, no. Listen,
No,
it's not a bad thing.
I think the reverse is the case. They are emotional aware, but I think emotionally too, they do stuff based on emotions because they are raised by models. I mean, this is a topic for another day.
Yeah.
This is a topic for
But
another
I
day.
do think your mindset about women is going to have you keep your guard up.
I
and keep
was just
dating.
gonna
You're
say that.
And when you're looking for your person, and if you have this idea that, oh, she's going to use that against me. Oh, she's going to do this. Oh, she's going to.
I would
that's
say
gonna
be
hard.
mindful. Be very mindful of that. Like really just listen to the person in front of you and what they're saying because not all women are the same.
No, it can't be all women. It
That's
can
what I'm
be
saying.
all-
But remember, mindset is what drives your thinking. If you have a mindset, I mean, that is the command you have given your mind.
Yeah.
When you meet a woman who's intelligent, especially one who reads many books, you're going to feel like, oh my days, one day her femininity is going to go away because
I'm gonna give her a
she's doing
chance.
too much.
I'm gonna give her a chance to see.
You're gonna
if
be
she-
watching her though.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be watching
We're
her.
not gonna give her
But
an
you should be-
open
I want to
But-
find out if she's the one that exhibit that kind of character that
But-
she knows too much and she want to override
But
me
you should be
because-
spending more time analyzing how she's treating you and how she's talking to you.
That's
but
all.
spend more time doing that than being in your mind because then you miss what's right in front of
No,
you.
that's not gonna really be in my mind because what is in my mind is just money. How to make money. That's what in my mind. So I don't want to occupy my mind
a
with.
wrap.
I don't want to occupy my mind with stuff like that.
You want to be that emotional.
Yeah. So
one
what I
of
want
these
to do.
days, let's talk about emotional intelligence as well, because that's another part that men need to balance on. You see how passionate you are with the
The
financial
next
part?
episode, emotional intelligence.
You know,
very important.
do you see?
The next episode, emotional intelligence in marriage. Now this is a
Balance.
very sensitive.
Yeah.
It's very
Men need
sensitive.
a
That's
balance.
intense.
It's very sensitive,
That's an
right?
intense.
Yeah.
I think men are very
Frank gonna be-
emotionally
I think
intelligent.
men are
You think
men are
he
emotionally
I
intelligent.
think men are very emotionally intelligent
Right.
because everybody gives them the credit for being manipulators, blah, blah, blah. To manipulate and to do all these things to women, you have to have emotional intelligence. You have to understand emotions on a level to do certain things. And the rep that men get for not being emotionally intelligent is like making everything worse because they get to hide behind that. It's like men are very emotionally
No,
intact.
the manipulative men are emotionally intelligent, but the men who are unaware of how they make you feel with certain actions, those are the ones that really need to understand the emotion.
They know.
You
I
think
feel
so?
like they know and they get off on your emotion as a woman.
We have to define
Can
it.
we talk about this topic the next time?
But before we close, emotional intelligence.
Otherwise,
I
we
just have
can
to end with
because
this.
I have a lot to say about emotional intelligence.
It's not just about knowing
God.
emotions, it's
Wait,
also
but-
about knowing how to manage it.
I want
Yeah.
to say one
And,
thing.
and Frank is gonna be here the next because
I heard he's
Wait, but can I
interested.
call Frank really quick? Because I want him to say like what he feels like the role as a woman is in the marriage. Can I call him real quick?
yeah, call him,
Okay.
please.
This-
Please.
I like this.
Yeah.
Spontaneous.
Hi, Frank. You're on speaker. Oh, I have a question. No, but
That's
seriously, we're wrapping up. I have one question.
Please
Okay.
answer us, please.
Okay, so what do you feel like the woman's role in a marriage is?
One.
Just one, the main one.
To shove the man money and give the man problem.
Oh, bro,
To eat the man's money.
Period.
spend
Yeah.
my money, man.
Why do y'all have these
Thank
kind of
you.
views
Thank
on
you.
women?
God will bless you, my brother. You are blessed. Let me talk to you.
Are we still rolling?
Listen,
We're still
my
rolling.
brother, that's the oh my goodness, God will bless you. Trust my money, man. That is it. What else? What else are we talking about here? You know, if you talk about
What about bury your children? Do you hear the kids? Do you hear that? She did a good job. She did a good job.
because you know, I'll talk to you so much. You
What?
are not being
He's
here.
waiting. He's like, "Are you not done? What's going on?"
I know, right?
God bless you. God bless you.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad
You know,
thing.
his husband is like,
Your brother.
that's my brother, right?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Eat his money.
Eat his money.
But she does so much more than that, though.
No, for
let's be
sure.
Let's
You
be
know
for
what I'm
real.
saying?
When he comes to this topic, he is so. I've never seen him this
I
animated.
have so much money. I'm speaking. I want you to spend my money. I don't even know how to
I ain't disagreeing on that part at all.
Nobody's disagreeing on that. Nobody's disagreeing.
They're
Becoming
just saying what
down.
else.
Nobody's
Right, what
disagreeing.
else? That's the moral of the
But we're
story.
saying there's more to it.
Please go to the airport. My flight is getting squeezed.
Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen.
I'm fine with that.
vacation.
Let's
Hallelujah.
I will
go.
join you guys there up there. Please.
Okay.
Or don't join. That's fine too.
Wrap up.
Let's
I
do.
will join you guys up
Let's
there.
do it.
Amen.
Let's do it.
And what are you
Baby.
wrapping up? Your first defense?
Oh, baby.
Right. You better.
I will
That's
join
a good.
You better.
What are you wrapping up? Okay.
When you get over there, 5-star hotel, man, take care of yourself.
Hello.
Everything, drive it to the-
Love it.
Private
Love it.
island. That's all you, baby.
That's the soft life.
Love it.
Wait, can I say one other thing really quick?
Okay.
Chidi for president.
I'll be moving out of the country.
I know, right?